Hi guys, I'm back. Today I'm going to read Genesis 50, Exodus 1-6, Proverbs 24, and Psalm 120. Let's get started. Then Joseph fell on his father's face and wept over him and kissed him. Then Joseph commanded his servants, the physicians, to embalm his father. So the physicians embalmed Israel. 40 days were required for it, so that is how many are required for embalming. The Egyptians wept for him 70 days, and when the days of weeping for him were past, Joseph spoke to the household of Pharaoh, saying, If now I have found favor in your eyes, please speak in the ears of Pharaoh, saying, My father made me swear, saying, I am about to die, in my tomb that I heard out for myself in the land of Canaan. There he shall bury me. There shall you bury me. Now therefore let me please go up and bury my father. Then I'll return. And Pharaoh answered, Go up, bury your father, as he made you swear. So Joseph went up to bury his father. With him went up all the servants of Pharaoh, the elders of his household, and all the elders of the land of Egypt, as well as all the household of Joseph, his brothers, and his father's household. And their children, their flocks, and their herds were left in the land of Goshen. And there went up with them both chariots and horsemen. It was a very great company. And they came to the threshing floor of Atad, which is beyond the Jordan. They lamented there with a very great and grievous lamentation. And he made a mourning for his father 7 days. And the inhabitants of the land of Canaan saw the mourning on the threshing floor of Atad. They said, This is a grievous mourning by the Egyptians. Therefore the place was called Abel-Mizraim. It is beyond the Jordan. Thus his sons did for him as he had commanded them. And his sons carried him to the land of Canaan and buried him in the cave of the field at Machpelah, to the east of Mamre, which Abraham bought within the field from the Hittite to possess as a burying place. After he had buried his father, Joseph returned to Egypt with his brothers and all who had gone up with him to bury his father. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, It may be that Joseph will hate us and pay us back for all the evil that we did to him. So they sent a message to Joseph, saying, Your father gave this command before he died. Say to Joseph, Please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin, because they did evil to you. Now please forgive the transgression of the servants of the God of your father. Joseph wept when they spoke to him. His brothers also came and fell down before him and said, We are your servants. But Joseph said to them, Do not fear, for am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive, as they are today. So do not fear, I'll provide for you and your little ones. And thus he comforted them and spoke kindly to them. So Joseph remained in Egypt, he and his father's house. Joseph lived 110 years, and Joseph saw Ephraim's children of the third generation. The children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, were come to Joseph and Joseph said, And Joseph said to his brothers, I am about to die, but God will visit you and bring you up out of this land, to the land that he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. And Joseph made the sons of Israel swear, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones from the hill. So Joseph died, being 110 years old. They embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. Exodus 1-6. These are the names of the sons of Israel who came to Egypt with Jacob, each with his household: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Isaac, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. All the descendants of Jacob were 70 persons. Joseph was already in Egypt, and Joseph died, and all his brothers and all their generation. The people of Israel were fruitful and increased greatly. They multiplied and grew exceedingly strong, so that the land was filled with them. Now there arose a new king over Egypt, who did not know Joseph. And he said to his people, Behold, the people of Israel are too many and too mighty for us. Come, let us deal shrewdly with them, lest they multiply, and if war breaks out, they join our enemies and fight against us and escape from the land. Therefore they set taskmasters over them to afflict them with heavy burdens. They built for Pharaoh store cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied, and the more they spread abroad. And the Egyptians were in dread of the people of Israel. They ruthlessly made the people of Israel work as slaves, and made their lives bitter with hard service in mortar and brick, and in all kinds of work in the field. In all their work they ruthlessly made them work as slaves. And the king of Egypt said to the Hebrew midwives, one of whom was named Shiphrah, and the other Pur, when he served as midwife to the Hebrew woman, is say them on the birth stool, If it is a son, you shall kill him, but if it is a daughter, she shall live. Let the midwives feared God and did not do as the king of Egypt commanded them, but let the male children live. So the king of Egypt called the midwives and said to them, Why have you done this, and let the male children live? And the midwives said to Pharaoh, Because the Hebrew woman was not like the Egyptian woman, They are vigorous and give birth before the midwife comes to them. So God dealt well with the midwife, and the people multiplied and grew very strong. And because the midwives feared God, he gave them families. And Pharaoh commanded all his people, every son that is born to the Hebrews you shall cast into the Nile, but you shall let every daughter live. Now a man from the house of Levi went and took his wife as a Levite woman. And the woman conceived and bore a son. And when she saw that she was a fine child, she hid him 3 months. When she could hide him no longer, she took from him a basket made of bulrushes and daubed it with bitumen and pitch. She put the child in it and placed it among the reeds by the river bank. And his sister stood at the distance to know what would be done to her. Now the daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe at the river. While a young woman walked beside the river, she saw the basket among the reeds and sent her servant woman, and she took it. When she opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the baby was crying. She took pity on him and said, "It's the one of the Hebrews' child." And his sister said to Pharaoh, his daughter, "Shall I go and call you a nurse from the Hebrew woman to nurse the child for you?" And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Go." So the girl went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, "Hey, go, take this child away and nurse him for me, and I'll give you your wages." So the woman took the child and nursed him. And the child grew older. She brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became a son. And he named him Moses, because she said, "I drew him out of the water." One day when Moses had grown up, she went out to his people and looked on their beds, and he saw an Egyptian beating an Hebrew, one of his people. He looked this way and that, and seeing no one, he struck down the Egyptian and hid him in the sand. And he went out the next day. He held 2 Hebrews were struggling together, and he said to the man in the rock, "Why did you strike your companion?" He answered, "Who made you a prince and a judge over us? Do you mean to kill me as you killed the Egyptian?" And Moses was afraid and thought, "Surely the thing is known." When Pharaoh heard of it, he sought to kill Moses. But Moses fled from Pharaoh and stayed in the land of Midian. He sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters. And they came and drew water and filled the troughs to water their father's flock. The shepherds came down and drove them away. Then Moses stood up and saved them, and warned their flock. When they came home to their father Reuel, he said, "How is it that you have come home so soon today?" They said, "An Egyptian delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and he went and drew water for us and watered the flock." He said to his daughters, "Then where is he? Why have you left the man? Go him, that he may eat bread." And Moses was content to dwell with the men, and he gave Moses his daughter Zipporah. She gave birth to a son, and she called his name Gershom. Well, he said, "I have been a sojourner in a foreign land." During those many days, the king of Egypt died, and the people of Israel groaned because their slavery and cried for help. Their cry for rescue from slavery came up to God, and God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. God saw the people of Israel, and God knew. Now Moses was keeping the flock of his father-in-law Jethro, the priest of Midian. And he led his flock to the west side of the wilderness and came to Horeb. He went and met God, and the angel of the Lord appeared to him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. He looked, and behold, the bush was burning, yet it was not consumed. And Moses said, "I will turn aside to see this great sight, why the bush is not burned." And the Lord saw that he turned aside to see. God called to the bush, Moses, and he said, "Do not come near. Take your sandals off your feet, for the house on which you are standing is holy ground." And he said, "I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob." And Moses hid his face, for he was afraid to look at God. And the Lord said, "I have surely seen the affliction of my people who are in Egypt, and I have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. I know their sufferings, and I have come out to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of that land, to a good and broad land, a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites. And now, behold, the cry of the people of Israel have come to me, and I have also seen the oppression on with which the Egyptians oppressed them. I will send you to Pharaoh that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt." But Moses said to God, "Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the children of Israel out of Egypt?" He said, "But I will be with you, and this shall be the sign for you that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God on this mountain." And Moses said to God, "If I come to the people of Israel and say to them, 'The God of your fathers has sent me to you,' and they ask me, 'What is his name?' what shall I say to them?" And God said to Moses, "I am who I am." And he said, "Say this to the people of Israel, 'I am has sent me to you.'" God also said to Moses, "Say this to the people of Israel, 'The Lord, God of my father, God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, and the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever. And thus I am to you remember throughout all generations. Gather the elders of Israel together and say to them, the Lord, the God of your fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac and of Jacob has appeared to me, saying, I have observed you and know what has been done to you in Egypt. And I promise that now I will bring you up out of the affliction of Egypt to the land of the Canaanites, the Hittites, and the Amorites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and the Jebusites, a land flowing with milk and honey. And they will listen to your voice, and you, the elders of Israel, shall go to the king of Egypt and say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has met with us. And now please let us go 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God. But I know that the king of Egypt will not let you go unless compelled by their mighty hand. So I'll stretch out my hand and strike Egypt with all the wonders I will do in it. And after that he will let you go, and I will give this people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. And when you go, you shall not go empty, but each one shall ask of their neighbor, and any woman who lives in the house for silver and gold jewelry, and for clothing, you shall put them on your sons and on your daughters, so you shall plunder the Egyptians. And Moses said, but behold, they will not believe me or listen to my voice, for they will say, the Lord did not appear to you. And the Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? He said, a staff. And he said, throw it on the ground. So he threw it on the ground, and it became a serpent, and Moses ran for it. But the Lord said to Moses, put out your hand and catch it by the tail. So he put out his hand and caught it, and it became a star hand and said, they may have believed that the Lord, the God of their fathers, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob has appeared to you. Again the Lord said to him, put your hand inside your cloak. And he put his hand inside his cloak, and he took it out. Behold, his hand was leprous like snow. And God said, put your hand inside your cloak. And he put his hand inside his cloak, and he took it out. Behold, his hand was leprous like snow. And God said, put your hand inside your cloak. So he put his hand back inside his cloak, and he took it out, and behold, it was restored like the rest of his flesh. And if they will not believe you, God said, well, listen to the first sign, that they may believe the latter sign. And if they will not believe even these 2 signs, listen to your words. You shall take some water from the Nile, and pour it on the dragon, and the water that you shall take from the Nile will become blood on the dragon. And Moses said to the Lord, oh my Lord, I am not eloquent, either in the past, or since you spoken to yourself. I am slow of speech and of tongue. Then the Lord said to him, who has made man's mouth? Who makes him mute or deaf or seeing or blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now therefore go, and I'll be with your mouth, and teach you that what you shall speak. He said, oh my Lord, please send someone else. Then the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses, and he said, this is not Aaron, your brother, the Levi. I know that he can speak well. Behold, he is coming out to meet you, and then when he sees you, he will be glad in his heart. You shall speak to him and put the words in his mouth. And I'll be with your mouth and with his mouth, and will teach you both what to do. He shall speak to you to the people, and he shall be your mouth. And he shall be his God too. And taking your hand this staff with which you shall do the signs. Moses went back to Jethro's wife, and the Lord said to him, please let me go back to my brothers in Egypt to see whether they are still alive. And Jethro said to Moses, go in peace. And the Lord said to Moses immediately, go back to Egypt, for all the men who are seeking your life are dead. So Moses took his wife and his sons and had them ride on a donkey, and went back to the land of Egypt. And Moses took the staff of God in his hand. And the Lord said to Moses, when you go back to Egypt, see that you do before Pharaoh all the miracles that I have put in your power. And I will harden his heart so that he will not let the people go. And then you shall say to Pharaoh, thus says the Lord, Israel is my firstborn son, and I say to you, let my son go, that he may serve me. If you refuse to let him go, behold, I will kill your firstborn son. And I had a lodging place on the way, the Lord met him and sought to put him to death. And Zipporah took a flint and cut off her son's foreskin, and touched Moses' feet with it, and said, surely you are a bridegroom of blood to me. So he let him alone. It was then that she said, a bridegroom of blood, because of the circumcision. And the Lord said to Aaron, go into the wilderness to meet Moses. So he went and met him at the mountain of God and kissed him. And Moses told Aaron all the words of the Lord, with which he had sent him to speak, and all the signs that he had commanded him to do. And Moses and Aaron went and gathered together all the elders of the people of Israel. Aaron spake all the words that the Lord had spoken to Moses, and did the signs in the sight of the people. And the people believed, and then they heard the Lord. And they heard that the Lord had visited the people of Israel, and that he had seen their affliction. And he bowed their heads in worship. Afterward Moses and Aaron went and said to Pharaoh, thus says the Lord, the God of Israel, let my people go, that they may hold a feast to me in the wilderness. At first, there was the law that I should obey his voice and let Israel go. I did not know the Lord, and moreover, I'll not let Israel go. And they said, the God of the Hebrews has met with us. Please let us go as 3 days' journey into the wilderness, that we may sacrifice to the Lord our God, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword. The king of Egypt said to them, why do you take the people away from their work? Get back your burdens. And Pharaoh said, behold, the people of the land are now many, and you make them rest from their burdens. The same day Pharaoh commanded the taskmasters of the people in their farm, you shall no longer give the people straw to make bricks, as in the past. Let them go and gather straw for themselves with the number of bricks that they made in the past. And you shall impose on them. You shall by no means reduce it for their idol. Therefore they cry, let us go and offer sacrifice to our God. Let heavy work be laid on no man. Now they may lay burden and pay no regard to lying words. So the taskmasters and the foremen of the people went out and said to the people, thus says Pharaoh, I'll not give you straw. Go and get your straw yourselves wherever you can find, but your work will not be reduced in the least. So the people were scattered throughout all the land of Egypt to gather stubble for straw. The taskmasters were urgent, saying, complete your work, your daily task each day, as when there was straw. And the foreman of the people was whom Pharaoh's taskmasters said, will be in what else. Have you not done all your task of making bricks today and yesterday, as in the past? And then the foreman of the people of Israel came and cried to Pharaoh, why do you treat your servants like this? No straw is given to your servant. And yet they say to us, make bricks. Behold, your servants shall be, that the fault is in your own people. He said, you are idle. That is why you say, let us go and sacrifice to the Lord. Go now and work. No straw will be given you, and you must still deliver the same number of bricks. Now foreman of the people of Israel saw that they were in trouble when they said, you shall by no means reduce your number of bricks, your daily task each day. They met Moses and Aaron and waited for them as they came out from Pharaoh. And they said, look on you and judge, because you have made us stink in the sight of Pharaoh and his servants, and have put us all in their hand to kill us. And Moses turned to the Lord and said, O Lord, why have you done evil to this people? Why did you ever send me? But since I came to Pharaoh speaking of me, he has done evil to his people. You have not delivered your people at all. So the Lord said to Moses, now you shall see what I will do to Pharaoh. For with a strong hand he will send them out, and with a strong hand he will drive them out of his land. God spoke to Moses. Moses then said to him, I am the Lord. I appeared to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob as God Almighty, but by my name, the Lord. I did not make myself known to them. I established my covenant with them to give them the land of Canaan, and the land on which they lived as sojourners. I have had the growing up of the people of Israel, whom the Egyptians hold as slaves. And I remember my covenant. I say therefore to the people of Israel, I am the Lord, and I'll bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I'll deliver you from slavery to them, and I'll redeem you with an asterisk and with great acts of judgment. And I'll take you to be my people, and I will be your God. You shall know that I am the Lord your God, who had brought you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and I will bring you into the land that I swore to give to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. I'll give it to you for a possession. I am the Lord. Moses spoke thus to the people of Israel, but they did not listen to Moses because of their broken spirit and harsh slavery. And the Lord said to Moses, go and tell Pharaoh king of Egypt to let the people of Israel go out and listen to his land. And Moses said to Pharaoh, behold, the people of Israel had not listened to me. How then shall Pharaoh listen to me? For I am of uncircumcised lips. But the Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron and gave them a charge about the people of Israel, and about Pharaoh king of Egypt, to bring the people of Israel out of the land of Egypt. These are the heads of their fathers' houses, the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanok, Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. These are the clans of Reuben. The sons of Simeon, Gmael, Jamin, Ohad, Jachin, Zohar, and Shaul, son of a Canaanite woman. These are the clans of Simeon. These are the names of the sons of Levi according to their generations: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The years of their life of Levi being 137 years. The sons of Gershon, Libni, and Shimei by their clans. The sons of Kohath, Amram, Izhar, and Hebron, and Israel. The years of the life of Kohath being 133 years. The sons of Merari, Mali, and Mushi. These are the clans of the Levites according to their generations. Amram took as his wife Jochebed, his father's sister, and she bore him Aaron and Moses. The years of the life of Amram being 137 years. And the sons of Israel, Korah, and Nepheg, and Zitri. The sons of Israel, Mishael, Elzaphan, and Sithri. Aaron took as his wife Elisheba, the daughter of Aminadab, and sister of Nashon, and she bore him Nadab, Abihu, Elazar, and Ithamar. The sons of Korah, Asir, Elkanah, and Abiasaph. These are the clans of the Korah. Elazar, Aaron's son, took as his wife one of the daughters of Putiel, and she bore him Phinehas. These are the heads of the fathers' houses of of the Levites by the clans. These are the Aaron and Moses to whom the Lord said, bring out the people of Israel from the land of Egypt by the host. It was there he spoke to Pharaoh king of Egypt about bringing out the people of Israel from Egypt. This Moses and this Aaron. On the day when the Lord spoke to Moses in the land of Egypt, and the Lord said to Moses, I am the Lord. Tell Pharaoh king of Egypt all that I say to you. But Moses said to the Lord, behold, I have uncircumcised lips. How Pharaoh listened to me. And the Lord said to Moses, see how I have made you like God to Pharaoh, and your brother Aaron shall be your prophet. Proverbs 24. Be not envious of evil men, nor desire to be with them, for their hearts devise violence, and their lips talk with trouble. By wisdom my house is built, and by understanding it is established. I know which the rooms are filled with all precious and pleasant riches. Wisdom is full of strength, and never knowledge and haste is mine. And for by wise guidance you can wage a war, and in abundance of counsel there is victory. Wisdom is too high for a fool, and in the day he does not open his mouth. Whoever plans to do evil will be called Sheba. No dividing of folly is sin, and scoff is an abomination to mankind. If you fail in the day of adversity, your strength is small. Rescue those who are being taken away to death. Hold back those who are stumbling to slaughter. If you say, behold, he reads not know this. Does not he who wages the heart perceive? Does not he keep watch over your soul? Will he not repay man according to you? As well, my son, eat honey, for it is good, and drippings of the honeycomb is sweet to your taste. Know that wisdom is such to yourself. If you find it, there will be a future, and your hope will not be cut off. Lie not in ways of the wicked man against the dwelling of the righteous. Do not violence to strength of the righteous, fall 7 times in mercy again. The wicked stumble in times of calamity. Do not rejoice when your enemy falls, and let your heart be glad when he stumbles. Lest the Lord see envy displays and turn away his anger from him. Fret not yourselves because of evil doers, and be not envious of the wicked, for the evil man has no future. The lamp of the wicked will be put out. My son, fear the Lord and the king, and do not join with those who do otherwise, but disaster will arise suddenly from them. And do you know that will come from them both? These are shall sayings of the Lord, or shall he in judging is not good. Whoever says to them, get your own the right will be cast by him as abhorred by nation. Now those who read the wicked will have delight, and good lesson will come upon them. Whoever feels the nonsense, a kiss of the lips. Prepare your work outside and get everything ready for yourself in the field. After that, build your house. Be not a witness against your neighbor without cause. And do not deceive your little lips. Do not say, I will do to him as he has done to me. I will pay the man back for what he has done. I must with the field of a faint sluggard by the vineyard of a man like it says. And behold, he was all overgrown with thorns. And ground was covered with nettles, and the stone was broken down. Then I saw and considered, I lived and received instruction, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little falling of the hands to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an old man. Psalm 120. In my distress I called to the Lord, and he answered me. Deliver me, O Lord, from mine. Listen from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given to you, and what more shall be done to you, deceitful tongue? A warrior sharp eyes with glowing coals of the broom tree. Woe to me, that I said, and me shall I dwell in the tents of Kedar. Too long have I had my dwelling among those who hate peace. I am for peace, when I speak thereof. Now that you have done, I should do Lord's prayer. Lift your heads, O Father in heaven. Hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Make us the downstairs heroes and our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. Yours is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. See you tomorrow. Bye.